Hi, friends. Today we're talking about lessons learned raising 4-H livestock over the last decade and how those same lessons apply to raising livestock for food, homesteading, and self-sufficiency. We'll be talking about the way we approach the 4-H livestock program, which tends to be quite different than other people, but it's resulted in a lot of success for us, and how we use those same things we've learned to fast-track our progress raising livestock and growing the homestead. Hey friends, welcome to the Get Goatwise podcast. Are you longing to raise goats and other animals for food but don't know where to start? Do you want to be more self-sufficient and less dependent on the grocery store? Do you wish you had a mentor to walk you through raising livestock? Hi, I'm Millie, animal scientist, cattle girl turned goat rancher, co-owner of Dry Creek Livestock, and simple living enthusiast. For 15 years, I've been on a mission to raise all of our own meat, eggs, and dairy. Here, we'll talk about raising goats and other homestead livestock, how to create sustainable animal management systems that actually work, and a bit of off-grid life with kids and livestock. If you're ready to take control of your food supply, raise livestock with confidence, and provide your family with the most nourishing meat, eggs, and dairy available, you're in the right place. Kick off your muck boots, pour a cup of coffee, and let's talk livestock. Hey friend, do you want to hang out with like-minded folks who are also interested in raising their own livestock and seeking self-sufficiency? Inside the free Raising Goats and Homestead Livestock community, you'll get tips on raising goats and other livestock and ideas to increase your self-sufficiency. Join now at bit.ly/getgoatwisecommunity. You can also become an insider and get weekly emails from me with the latest podcast episode, tips on raising goats and other livestock, real-life information about self-sufficiency and living off-grid, and early bird access to special offers. Sign up at bit.ly/getgoatwiseinsider. Before we get started on today's topic, I want to read a review titled No Nonsense Podcast. As a person involved with production livestock my entire life, mainly cattle and hogs, and someone who is starting in the production meat goat industry, I appreciate the non-sugar-coated realistic advice that can only come from experience and first-hand knowledge. Very helpful. I look forward to the next episode. Thanks, Nick. If you'd like to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, scroll down to Ratings and Reviews, click on the purple words, Write a Review, then give me stars and tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you, and you might just hear me share your review on the podcast. Here's what's happening on the ranch. We got the does and kids moved into town to graze off 5 acres of my dad's property. We irrigate and hay that ground and then graze it in the fall. The goats do a phenomenal job of cleaning out the ditches, so we'll start next spring without having to burn, and that's nice. We're still bouncing back from county fair. There's a lot to clean up and put away, animals to deliver for processing, and getting the fall work planned out. Of course, I always seem to get sick after fair, which forces me to get a little rest. Not the best way to take a break, but it's a break nonetheless. How did the kids do at fair? We had an amazing county fair this year. I've debated about how much to talk about it, because I definitely don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm very proud of the kids. If you want the full details, there's a highlight on my Instagram at dry.creek.livestock. We're grateful for every hard-earned win and humble about it. In a small town especially, there will always be things said that are unkind and inaccurate, but we've learned to roll with it and just let it be. As I thought about it more, I realized that there are some things I can share about this that could be really helpful for people raising livestock, starting a homestead, or just life in general. My oldest started showing livestock 10 years ago. We've learned a lot in those 10 years. We didn't start at the top, and there's still a lot of room to grow and improve. I had no personal experience showing, but I did help some kids as an assistant 4-H leader when I was in college. As I got to know those kids and the amazing people that they were, that's when I decided that if I had kids, I wanted them involved in showing livestock. In 2003, I helped my little brother show hogs and coached him through an amazing year. In 2014, we started with hogs, and I taught Sage everything I knew about showmanship. We have always put the focus on showmanship because you have control over that. The market show is the judge's opinion of the quality of your animal, so you have less control over that, and you have to have a quality animal, feed it, exercise it, and fit it correctly to be successful. And all of that takes time and dedication to learn how to do. I didn't have a lot of that knowledge, so we've been learning as we go, making adjustments, and asking for help along the way. About 4 years in showing hogs, I knew we had reached my limit of skill and I couldn't help Sage get any better. So we found someone who had been really successful in hog showmanship, and we asked her to help us. That opened up a whole new realm of success for Sage. When we started goats and lambs, I knew very little about showing either, so we found people to teach us. The same for steers this year. We truly have a team of people that I can reach out to for advice and help. Breeders, showmen, fitters, feeding experts, and I can call them all friends. They share in our victories, commiserate in our losses, help us plan our year, find livestock, and set goals. Build your team. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you want to get better, you have to get help from people who know more than you do. Here are a few things we do differently and some things I wish people knew about my kids and the way we approach 4-H. First, this is their sport. They aren't involved in athletics or a bunch of other extracurricular activities. They invest a huge amount of time into their animals. If your kids love sports, you send them to football camp or basketball camp so they can learn new skills, right? Our kids go to show camp so they can learn new skills. Every year before we weigh in animals at fair, we have a discussion about how we've already gotten our reward. We've raised amazing animals, given them a great life, worked hard, and learned a ton. Fair is where we get a stranger's opinion on our skills and success, and that's all it is, an opinion. The goal at fair is to show your animal the very best you can. We help people who want help. The offer is always open. If you're willing to put in the work, we're willing to coach you and help you get better. In fact, last year, we coached siblings who put in a huge amount of effort, and they both beat one of my kids at the show. And guess what? We're happy for them. Those 3 kids will always be gunning for the top spot in their age group, but they're happy for each other and encourage each other. That's healthy competition. The caveat to this is if you don't put in the work. I can't help you if you don't help yourself. You have to practice what we're working on at home so that we can move on to more advanced things the next time. And you may think I don't know if you've worked with your animal, but I do. I don't sideline coach. The learning needs to happen before you get in the show ring. It's unfair to the kids to expect them to look for your hand signals or approval when they're supposed to be watching the judge and their animal. Judges know when you're sideline coaching, and they'll drop your kid a place or 2 because of it. I will give an encouraging smile and nod to kids who are especially nervous, or whisper, "You're doing great," as they walk past. But that's it. What does any of this have to do with homesteading or raising goats or self-sufficiency? A lot. When you start into something new, you don't know what you don't know. You need someone, or several someones, you can go to for advice. So start building your team. Here are 5 common problems I see that can easily be avoided or solved with a good mentor. 1. Starting without a plan. The tiny chicks from the farm store grow up fast and need more space. The cute baby goats get big and eat more than you thought they would. The buck you bought is now a jerk and you're afraid he'll hurt you or your kids. Especially when you're just getting started, you might need help seeing the bigger picture and how things will look in a few months or a year from now. 2. Trying to do everything. You need to have a plan and follow it, even when the cute fill in the blank seems like a good idea. For more on this one, go listen to episode 2, where I help you make a plan to add livestock to your homestead successfully. Number 3. The animals you have selected don't fit your environment, so your inputs are extremely expensive and it's hard to keep them healthy. Number 4. It's not that the thing isn't working out. The problem is that your management system is making it way too complicated, adding unnecessary work and stress, and with a few simple changes, things will run much more smoothly and easily. Number 5. Making drastic changes in emotionally charged moments or times of overwhelm. Sometimes you just need to talk it out. Raising livestock isn't as straightforward as it seems. Animals get sick, injured, or die, and you need to realize that's part of the deal when you start raising your own animals. I hope this encourages you to connect with people who can help you successfully raise livestock, grow your homestead, and become more self-sufficient. Having trusted mentors that you can go to with questions or problems is priceless. One place to meet these kinds of people is in the free community at bit.ly/getgowisecommunity. I hope to see you in there. Hey there, thanks for listening today. I'm so glad you're here. If this episode helped you or encouraged you in some way, share the link with your homesteading friends. And if you really want to help me out, click on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and a review. You can connect with me on Instagram or email linked in the show notes, and meet me back here soon for more Get Goat Wise.